Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Unity of Syracuse. It is so good to see all of your faces here today. Okay, now here we go. Hi. Hi, everybody.
Good morning.
Hi. Mwah, mwah. It's so good to see all of you today. How are you? How are you doing? You doing good? How was your week? Just out of curiosity. Good. Well, mine wasn't. No, just kidding. So we're just going to do things a little different. We're going to relax into this morning. You know, sometimes you don't really know what it takes for people to come or what happened in the morning as they were getting ready to come to church, or which kids were doing something and which kids weren't doing something, or how your week was. Did you have certain things come up that maybe you weren't expecting? But right here, right now, we just really want to welcome the Spirit into this place, into our hearts and into our lives. So the words will be up on the screen. You can sit, you can stand. This is really just a very personal invitation for all of us to open our hearts today for whatever it is that is here for us. So just relax for a little bit. So we welcome you into this place. Okay, here we go. Welcome into this place. Welcome into this broken vessel. You desire to abide in the hearts of all your people. So we lift our hearts and we lift our hands as we offer up our lives to you, oh God. Oh, you are welcome. Welcome into this place. Oh, you are welcome here. Welcome into this broken vessel. You desire to abide in the hearts of all your people. So we lift our hearts and we lift our hands as we offer up our lives to you, oh God. You're all so beautiful out there. Welcome into this place. Welcome it into your heart today. You feel broken? Welcome into this broken vessel. You desire to abide in the hearts of all your people. So we lift them up today. Our hearts and we lift our hands as we offer up our lives to you, oh God. Why? Because there is none like you. There is none like you. No one else can touch my heart like you do. I could search for all eternity long
and find there is none like you.
There is none, there is none.
There is none like you. No one else can touch my heart like you do. I could search for all eternity long and find there is none like you.
And then one more time, there is none like you.
There is none like you.
Oh, there is none like you.
No one else can touch my heart like you do.
Isn't that the truth?
I could search for all eternity long and find there is none like you.
You desire to abide
In the hearts of all your people, so we lift our hearts and we lift our hands as we offer up our lives to you, oh God.
and we
As we
lift
lift
our hearts.
as we lift our hands, as we offer up our lives to you, oh God.
Thank you, Marty. All right. Threading the needle. There we go. All right, good morning. Can you hear me okay? Is it on? It's on. It is? Okay. What? All right. So, good morning. It's so good to see you all here, and wasn't that beautiful? Whew. I think that there wasn't more applause because it was really a heart song, and that's where we all were when it ended. It was like, whoa. So thank you for that. And beautiful. Going with today's service, Natasha's talk. So you always find the perfect music. Thanks, Sal. So welcome to Unity of Syracuse. My name is Sibby Morrow, and I am delighted to be your platform assistant. It's my honor and privilege to serve this morning. So Unity is a positive, practical, progressive approach to Christianity. And we are based on the teachings of Jesus and the power of prayer. Unity honors the universal truths in all religions and respects each individual's right to choose their own spiritual path. And so we know that this morning your spiritual path has brought you here, and so we welcome you. Our mission statement is Unity of Syracuse inspires, awakens, and transforms lives through unlimited love, prayer, and service. And you all are the instruments of that love, prayer, and service. So thank you. I'd like to warmly welcome everyone attending today in person and in spirit online in that love streaming land. So we welcome you, and just know that your presence matters. We would not be here if we were not here. So anyway, so now we will greet each other. So please stand. And we just greet each other, knowing that we support each other and sustain each other. We are all interconnected. And thank you for joining us. And let us say together our prayer statement of beings. God is all. both visible and invisible. One presence, one mind, one power is all. This one that is all is perfect life, perfect love, and perfect substance. I am an individualized expression of God. I am ever one with this perfect life, perfect love, and perfect substance. Whew, thank you. You may be seated. I am an individualized expression of God. You feel that? That's who you are. That's who we are. Wow. So last Sunday was the first Sunday of September, and we neglected to honor birthdays. So we're going to honor the birthdays today. Sal? So would you please raise your hand if you're having a birthday in September? Back there? Crash! All right. And Nancy? I'm blessing you now. God is blessing you now. God is blessing you. You are wonderful. God is blessing you now. Beautiful. All right. So now the children will depart and go downstairs and have their time together. So we bless you and we send you off. May you be guided by love, justice, and compassion. Embrace your unique gifts and use them to create a more inclusive and just world. Walk boldly, knowing you are supported and empowered, and make a difference. We are a flourishing and inspiring youth and family ministry. And I don't think that those words are meant just for the youth. It's for all of us. Be bold in your faith. So I just remind you to retrieve your children at the end of service so that they're not lost or taken home by somebody else to love them. So let us open our minds and hearts now as we prepare to receive and hear the daily word. So today's daily word is care. Care. Just take a moment to just let that word sink in. And as you center in this time, in this space, and just take a breath and let yourself settle right there on the bench where you sit. Feel the weight of your body supported by the bench underneath you, and know that just as that bench supports you, you are supported by Spirit. You are supported and cared for. And therefore, I am here and I care. Sometimes my heart goes out to a friend or even a stranger who is struggling. Other times, my heart breaks when I learn of another's devastating news. In those moments, I feel the urge to help. I pray, affirming healing, peace, or comfort. I may offer financial support or material goods. I might call on the phone or visit a person in person. Even so, I may feel my efforts are not enough, especially when needs are great. But the impulse to care is in many people, the activity of God streaming through so many hearts and hands. As I join my efforts with theirs, I trust we can lift up even the most dire situation. I am a caring presence, ready to help, serve, and love. And from 1 Thessalonians, so deeply do we care for you that we are determined to share with you not only the gospel of God, but also our own selves, because you have become very dear to us. And so let those words sink in. As I read this over this morning at home, that verse from Thessalonians, it just spoke to me that that's who we are. That's who we are. That's what our mission is. So deeply do we care for you that we are determined to share with you not only the gospel, the truth of Christ consciousness, but also our own selves. And when we know that that first principle that God is everywhere present, all that there is, we know that we are cared for and we naturally become caring as well. So we hope you feel that you are the dear ones, cared for and loved in this ministry. So speaking of the 5 principles, we have 5 basic principles, and they are our guideposts. They are tested by our own experience, by time, and they remind us how divine presence unfolds in and through our lives. So we open this space for anyone who would like to give a personal testimony to the power and grace of one of the basic principles. So is there anyone who's had that experience of knowing that a principle's at work in your life right now or in the recent past, the week behind us, or even a recent past incident? Maria? Now, hang on, Maria. What's the best thing to do here? I know you're... Here, Maria. I think I'm long enough. Thank you, Sal. You're welcome.
Thanks. Okay, it seems like I always have something to be thankful for, but I want to share it with you. I want to share with you how modern technology and science fiction can make your lives better. As I stand before you, I have 2 electrical rods going up my spine that are delivering electrodes through my entire spine so that I can be pain-free from neuropathy. These electrodes are literally inside my spine, and I can control the length and the strength of how quickly they are delivered to those pain areas. But there's so much to be grateful for. Because even though it's a surgery and it hurts and all those other things that go with it, every surgery I've had, and I've had 7 in 7 years, has brought me closer to feeling healthier and even closer to God. Because without God, science fiction wouldn't even exist. So I am so grateful for all the recovery time and all the pain time and all of these bandages that I'm wearing today. I'm still so grateful, because when you see me next month, I'm going to be hopping.
Thank you, Maria. Well, there's always, as she said, something to be grateful for. And, you know, we're all here. We woke up this morning. Woke up grateful for this day. So we know that that power and presence is working in and through our lives in every moment. So thank you. Was there anyone else who had a share? I didn't see another hand, but okay. All right, so now is the time that we bless our prayers. And so unity was and is founded on prayer. The prayer chaplain serving today is Donna. She's at the back. So she'll be available after the service as well to pray with you one-on-one. So we have a prayer box, and in that are the written prayer requests that you have placed there. You can also put them there after service if you wish. But know that the prayers that are written on your heart are already received. So we invite you to know that and affirm that as Donna prays over these intentions that are sealed, and they are kept here for 30 days, prayed over, and then sent on to silent unity, where they're prayed over for another 30 days. And we know that though we don't read them, Spirit already knows what every intention is. At Unity Village, they have been praying nonstop, 24/7, for over 130 continuous years. And so you can reach them day or night by calling 816-969-2000. And a chaplain will pray with you, or you can listen to a recorded message if you wish. So, Donna?
Okay. Good morning, everyone. This morning, a daily email that I got included a song, Everything is Holy. And I got in the car and turned on the radio, and Everything Was Holy was playing on my radio. And I just really feel, usually when we come to church, there's sunlight. And for some reason, I just really feel that today is a very holy day. There's a lot of holiness here. So join me, please, in prayer. Divine Spirit, God, we have been cracked open, and the light is shining in. Please help us be strong, be trusting, to know that your presence is always here, is always available to us. Everything is holy, and we are so grateful and thankful for the presence of love and light in our lives. Thank you, God. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Donna. And so now we're going to have Natasha come forth, and Yep. So she's going to speak to us crackpots about being a cracked pot. Okay. So we're going to see about what that's all about, how that makes us beautiful in God's eyes. Okay.
So as we're all getting ready to step into Natasha's talk, after she drops everything. Okay. Shh. We're just going to continue in that holy place. You know, when you sense the presence of holiness, it's very emotional. And it's very moving, and it's very telling of how much we need to live as much as possible in that holy place. So stay there, feet on the floor, eyes closed, and we'll sing a little bit for you again. All these pieces broken and scattered, in mercy gathered, mended and whole, empty-handed but not forsaken, I've been set free, I've been set free. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a soul like me. I once was lost, but now I am found, was blind, but now I see. I can see you now. I can see the love in your eyes, laying yourself down, raising up the broken to life. You take our failure, you take our weakness, you set your treasure
in jars of clay. So take this heart, Lord, I'll be your vessel, your world to see, your life in me. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a soul like me. I once was lost, but now I am found, was blind, but now I see. I can see you now. I can see the love in your eyes, laying yourself down, raising up the broken to life. I can see you now. I can see you now. I can see the love in your eyes, laying yourself down, raising up the broken to life.
Before I begin, I feel like a lot has happened and I'm not even offered any words yet, so just breathe that in. There's a lot of energy that's moved this morning. I felt it before the service even started. There was chatter and there was laughter, and it really was like from the moment I walked in at 9:30 this morning, the energy was there, and it just has been amplified. And when spirit moves, you just gotta let it move. You don't fight those type of things. So let's just take a breath together and just breathe in that holy moment that moves us. I'm gonna start this morning with a story. Once upon a time. A water bearer had 2 large pots, and each hung on each end of a pole which he carried across his neck. And one of the pots had a crack in it. And while the other pot was perfect in all ways, it delivered a full portion of water at the end of a very long walk from the stream to the house. The cracked pot always only arrived half full. And for years, this went on daily, with the bearer bringing only 1.5 pots full of water back home. And of course, the perfect pot was proud of its accomplishments, perfect to the end for which it was made. But the poor cracked pot It was ashamed of its own imperfections. It was miserable that it was able to accomplish only half of what it had been made to do. All of these years of what it perceived to be a bitter failure, it spoke to the water bearer one day at the stream, and it said, "I am ashamed of myself, and I want to apologize to you." And the bearer asked, "Why? What are you ashamed of?" And the pot replied, "For all these years, I am able to deliver only half of my load because this crack in my side, it causes water to leak out all the way back to your house. Because of my flaws, you don't get full value for your efforts." The water bearer felt sorry for the cracked pot. And in his compassion, he said, "As we return home, I want you to notice the beautiful flowers along the path." So up the hill they went, perfect pot on one side, cracked pot on the other. And cracked pot took notice of the sun warming the beautiful wildflowers on the side of the path, and it was cheered somewhat. But at the end of the trail, it still felt bad because it had leaked out half its load. And so again, it apologized and apologized to the bearer for its failure. And the bearer said to the pot, "But did you notice? Did you notice that there were flowers only on your side of the path, not on perfect pot's side? That's because I've always known about your flaws, and I took advantage of it. I planted flower seeds on your side of the path, and every day while we walked back from the stream, you've watered them. For years, I have been able to pick these beautiful flowers to decorate my table, to give them to guests in my home, and to strangers on the street even. Without you being just the way you are, I would not have this beauty to grace my house. I would not have this beauty to gift my guests. I would not have this simple, kind gesture to show to my neighbors." And that's where the story stops. And as we sit here and just digest that story, we feel the humbling amount of compassion and grace that cracked pot surely felt. Because in truth, I know I am more cracked pot than perfect pot. And I believe I am in good company. And years of journeying up and down hills and valleys without being able to see flowers in the field. Of course it left me feeling broken and unusable. And for a long time, even after getting sober, finding this church community and people I call family, who from the beginning, without even knowing my name, embraced me as one of their own, I still felt so unworthy of compassion and grace because of the many cracks in my clay. From Genesis 2, verse 7, "From the dust of the ground, God formed man and breathed life into him and became a living being." We are pulled from the clay with perfect intentions, yet placed in an imperfect world, full of things to distract and confuse our sense of being. And as spiritual beings having this very human experience, we are taught perfect pot is the goal. And we don't talk about cracked pot. And I think and I believe that some of us here have even experienced that within holy, religious, and spiritual communities, from days long since past. Do you know how clay pots are made? It's an intricate process. You have clay selection, design and detail, and then the most important part is the two-step firing process called bisque and glazing. So while we can be fully formed humans, it is often in the refiner's fire that we become living, moving, breathing pieces of art. But being in the fire does not feel wondrous. No. And it's very easy in the fire to forget the Creator. It's easy to forget the compassion and humility in our own creation. But just like the clay pots we are using to carry the story of God's grace today, in the refiner's fire, there is a two-part blessing that's going to occur. And one is the demonstration to the universe that I can stand the trials of this world, of circumstance that's put before me. And two, I can allow myself to be refined by this testing. And it's in that refinement, just like the clay pots, where unwanted elements are removed, but the chance of acquiring some cracks are high. Isaiah 45 verse 9, does the clay say to the potter, "What are you making?" It's so hard not to question, why? What is this all for? To trust that you are being built or molded by every experience for a purpose that can't even be fully seen or understood. But when we can get out of our own way, we see that the water bearer, the bringer of life, not only compassionately uses us just as we are in this present moment, but joyously places opportunities in our path to put those parts of ourselves that we once seen as flaws, as cracks, as limits, as unlovable, as less than perfect, to good works. Every crack in our pot that we take from helpless to whole self has become an opportunity to move from receivership to reciprocity. The bearer said, "My beloved cracked pot, I have seen your flaws. I have always known about them. That is why I planted seeds on your side. Only you could water them. Only you can." God's grace is like that. I see your flaws. I've seen where you've fallen. I've seen where someone you loved has dropped you. I see where they put you to the side because you are not perfect. But I can still sow seeds with you. I can still turn graves into gardens with you. I can still show you how much you have to give to this world that has cracked you. The thing about grace, the kind the bearer offered to the cracked pot, is it is never earned. Never. Out of deep love, it's given freely as the breath. But our human brains are strong, and even more so, they are defiant. And it's forgotten, and it makes you question, how can you forget something that's as close as the breath? There's only one way to ensure that it doesn't get forgotten. That's to set the grace on fire, to allow it to scorch you, forming new designs and lines in your life. Moving from a place to receiving to a place of returning what has been received. The bearer told the cracked pot, "Look at what we have done together. I saw you and I saw your worth, and I planted seeds to sow beauty through what you were able to give. half of your water. And I used it to decorate my home. I used it to bring joy and beauty to others. I used what we were able to do together. Together. The water bearer and the cracked pot did good works. This is reciprocity. This is grace in action. This is spreading the good news. I have some hard facts for you. Did you know that Syracuse is the #1 city in America for child poverty? Did you know that more than 33% of households are managed by one income? Which would mean behind that statistical fact that almost half the homes in the Syracuse area are single-parent households. Syracuse is #2 in the nation for overall poverty, meaning the average family of 4 makes less than $30,000 a year. We gather and we worship in an area that is 2 blocks down from the poorest zip code in the county. So what am I saying to you today? What I'm saying is possibly ask yourself, have I been moved from receivership of God's grace to reciprocity lately? Or have I forgotten the grace the water bearer has shown to me? Our mission statement that we say every Sunday, we do all these great works through unlimited love, prayer, and service. But I wonder where the grace in action has been outside of the beautiful time that we share here and we give on Sundays. We look to move and lift this ministry to that of being a mission-led. But I wonder if the grace is still on fire after all these years of climbing up and down hills and valleys. Do you still see the flowers of your good works? Are you showing up in places and in ways that are sharing those flowers with others? I believe, and I know I am not alone, that we are put here perfectly imperfect cracked pots, all of us, for such a time as this. I believe there are still parts of us that are scorched on the inside from the grace of God, and we long to see the seeds the water bearer has left for us to grow. We long for it to grow anew, again. I'm going to invite you to join me in a moment of prayer. And from there, I'll invite you to a brief meditation. Here's one thing you must understand about this blessing. It is not for you alone. It is stubborn about this. Do not even try to lay hold of it if you are by yourself, thinking you can carry it on your own. To bear this blessing, you must first take yourself to a place where everyone does not look like you, where everyone does not think like you, a place where they do not believe precisely as you believe, where their thoughts and ideas and gestures are not exact echoes of your own. Bring your sorrow. Bring your grief. Bring your fear. Bring your weariness, your pain, your disgust at how broken the world is, how fractured, how fragmented by its fighting, its wars, its hungers, its penchant for power, its ceaseless repetition of the history it refuses to rise above. I will not tell you this blessing will fix all that. But in the place where you have gathered, wait. Watch. Listen. Lay aside your inability to be surprised. Lay aside your resistance to what you do not understand. See then whether this blessing turns to flame on your tongue, sets you to speak what you cannot fathom, or opens your ear to a language beyond your imagining that comes as a knowing in your bones, a clarity in your heart that tells you this is the reason we were made, for this ache that finally opens us, for this struggle, this grace that scorches us toward one another and into the blazing day. Grace that scorches us. Continue to breathe. Allow the holiness of whatever you've experienced to just reside in your body and move through you in your breath. And I invite you this time to follow along with me on a grace trail. Envision yourself on a path that is only yours. Though you do not walk it alone, it is your path, your red road. In your first step forward, you step onto a stone of gratitude. What am I grateful for? What am I grateful for? And as you breathe deep, clearing breaths, see yourself stepping forward. Notice the color of your path, the color of your trail. Are there trees? Are there flowers? And as you step onto the second stone, it reads release. What can I release? Making room for the new. I release. And I continue to breathe, and I walk. And I come to my third stone, and it reads, accept. What is calling out to you right now for acceptance? Maybe you don't see a stone, but you see something there that you're not ready to accept. Can you acknowledge it? Can you stop fighting battles that you cannot win, but you can accept? And we breathe and we walk forward. We see ourselves moving forward, still noticing the color of our trail and those things around us. And we come to our fourth stone, and our fourth stone is challenge. What challenge do I wish to choose that will move me in the direction of my choice? What challenge am I going to choose to make hope happen again? We breathe and we move forward. And we come to our last stone, and it reads, embrace. What can I embrace as possible in my life and work? And just invite your imagination in, your aspirations, your dreams. Use your breath to turn optimism from any pessimism. To welcome in hope over any fear. Just breathe. Find the grace trail's end, and as you do, you can meet me back here in this time and moment. Take your time. I just want to conclude today with letting you know that I see each and every one of you. I see you the way you saw me when I came here almost 4 years ago. As God the Good continues to see us today and every day. And I love this place and these people more than anything. And we know that God's placed us all here and all of our flaws for a reason. We find ourselves in this time of transition with an unlimited amount of seeds to sow, an opportunity to grow a garden that none of us could have imagined. And I know there are some questions about who I am to Unity of Syracuse and what this new position means exactly. So while I encourage you to find me directly and engage in a conversation, I have placed my job description and my available hours on the very back bulletin board by the office. So I just wanted to share that. And then also I held a workshop on Friday night, and I've been running my own company for 10 years and doing my own thing, but it was the first time in a long time that I felt on purpose. And we had an icebreaker that said, what was the small act of kindness that you remember, or something like that. True Unity fashion, we didn't really stay on topic with that. It was like a Unity tell-all story, which was beautiful, and it was fine, and I shared mine. But when I came home that night, and I decompressed, and I came in front of my altar and just prayed with gratitude, for just being there, for people showing up, I looked down, and there was a card, and it was in Mina's handwriting, but I believe I got it from Sibby shortly after I started coming. And I have A Course in Miracles material, but it sets with 100 of other books that I will maybe read one day. But it's the one prayer that we all know. And I just want to share it because I feel like it really speaks to what I'm doing, and I'm here only to be truly helpful. I'm here to represent him who sent me. I do not have to worry about what to say or what to do because he who sent me will direct me. And I am content to be wherever he wishes, knowing he goes there with me. All right? So, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Natasha. Wow. Beautiful. A little known fact, when I went to college, I was a pottery major. So I know exactly what she's talking about. What I do know is that when that lump of clay would be kneaded and put on the wheel, my hands had to be gentle, but that clay did not offer resistance. It offered substance. It offered integrity of it as the material that it was, but it didn't resist. And that's what we are. We're the clay in the hands of Spirit. So beautiful. We're all vessels. We're all vessels. And we all have cracks. So, all right. So now we come to that time of our service in which we give our tithes, gifts, and love offerings. So giving and receiving are one and the same. And Natasha talked about that. You know, we receive and we give back. And we're constantly receiving and constantly giving back. We encourage you to visit our website and sign up for electronic giving because we give in many ways, but financially, we have to give to National Grid and other places, so we have to have the currency of money. So thank you for your gifts, and you can sign up for regular giving. So let us pause and reflect on the abundance of the blessings that have been freely given to us. These gifts and offerings are given from the heart, filled with gratitude and compassion to be a testament to our commitment to love and transformation in our faith, in our community, and the wider world. May they be multiplied and lifted as we use our good to create a more harmonious world. Amen to that. So together let us say, divine love, as me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, God. You are my source.
Change my heart, O God, make it ever true. Change my heart, O God, may I be like you. You are the potter, I am the clay. Mold me and make me, this is what I pray. Change my heart, O God, make it ever true. Change my heart, O God, may I be like you.
Thank you, Sally. Thanks, Kay. Thanks, Mina. Together we affirm that these gifts and tithes and love offerings are dedicated and received graciously and they go out and bring more light into this world. So I'm doing the announcements today. Natasha is trusting me. Okay. Reverend Pat Bessie is coming next week. Now, Reverend Pat Bessie is a longtime friend of Unity, our transitional minister. Is that what we're calling? Anyway, she's our support right now. And she's just a lovely person and friend and Unity minister. So she is speaking here at the service on Sunday next week. So please come, bring a friend. And she's bringing a friend. And her friend is doing a workshop after service. And what's the title of the workshop? What is it? Oh, it's the workshop is Saturday? Yes. Okay, it says her friend is holding a workshop after. Okay, so Saturday is the workshop, and we split the fee for that. So it's a $40 fee. And do you know the title of the workshop?
It's called self-hypnosis, I believe.
What?
Self-hypnosis.
Self-hypnosis and writing. That's it. Okay. And so it sounds very interesting. So there's a fee for that. But you can check the Constant Contact for more information. And we will have a potluck after service with Pat Bessie next week. This coming Thursday is Unity's World Day of Prayer. And I don't know how many years they've been doing that, but it starts Wednesday evening with an opening ceremony, which you can access online if you register. So go to unity.org and look for World Day of Prayer. You can register for either the Wednesday night opening ceremony or a noon meditation then on the day of prayer, or the Thursday evening music ceremony. We're going to be sharing that music ceremony Thursday night here. So at 6 o'clock, at 7 o'clock, we're going to come and have dessert. And so come and have a sacred sweet treat. And then we will watch downstairs online. We will watch that the musical ceremony, which is Karen Drucker and Reverend Michael Gott from the Unity of Houston. So those are two incredible musical, talented, spiritual people. And so as a group, we'll gather, we'll have dessert, and then we'll be watching that together. And and also, with that World Day of Prayer, go on Constant Contact, and there's a form to fill out if you wish to hold space for the world, for yourself, for healing for the world, and for yourself on that Thursday. So join the thousands of other people that will be doing that. Sign up for holding that for a half hour on Thursday. So we're trying to fill every slot from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. So please go up and just click on it, and it'll register you. And then you just have to remind yourself to hold it for that half hour. And there is an affirmation on the website, unity.org. Barbecue is just 2 weeks away, so we need people to sign up downstairs. Do we need brownie people? We need brownie bakers. Okay, so please sign up to bring some brownies, and we will. It's always a wonderful community event, so thank you for that. Okay. All right, so remember that Donna will be up here to receive anyone who would like to have a one-on-one prayer. And so please move your conversations toward the back of the church and downstairs for coffee. So, all right, so let us go forth with our benediction. So please stand. We say together, the light of God surrounds us. We are the light. The love of God enfolds us. We are the love. The power of God protects us. We are the power. The presence of God watches over us. We are the presence. Wherever we are, God is, and all